Hey there, Christopher, the podcast, Life as a. I've got a question for you. How many of you are interested in a career within technology or IT? I mean, there are plenty of good reasons why you might be interested. I mean, this whole area is blowing up right now. AI is the talk of the town, and certainly there's going to be even more opportunities arising. Now, the big question is, how do you go about evaluating all these opportunities? I think the best way is speaking to somebody who's embedded within the industry. And that's what I've got lined up for you today. I've got this great guest. His name is Mark D. Nicholls. He's a tech executive. He runs his own consulting firm. Not only that, he's also the director of the largest and most influential IT, digital technology industry association in his country of Australia. Yeah, he knows a thing or two about all of this. And he shared a bunch of insights on this sector. Now, this video here, we're going to focus in on going about evaluating some of these options and how you can kind of find your way and find something that might align well with who you are and what skills you have or would like to develop. All right, well, I think it's about time to get started, so why don't we?
Just because you're in technology doesn't mean you're a technical person. And so I think that's the first thing is going, right, well, where are my strengths and interests lie? Do I like engaging with people and having conversations and finding common ground with them and then talking about what great outcomes might look like for them and then matching it up with say what my company can do or what other people can do. Is that where my passion and interests lie? Is it sitting in at my desk and sort of coding and understanding optimal code or fine-tuning the way servers operate, whatever it could be, very technical skills, or some blend of other things, right? So I think that's first is where your skills and your personal style and passions lie.
In this day and age, I mean, technology is the name of the game. I mean, it's embedding itself into our lives and our personal lives and professional lives. Like everything, every day in the news is technology, AI. Everything is constantly churning within that world, I would assume. And based off of that, I would think that your industry, consulting, would also be expanding or having more entrants getting into this field just based on the flat out needs. Is that a correct assumption that I'd be making right now?
Yeah, to some degree, that's true. Of course, it's expanding, but it's also evolving. So some areas are decreasing in demand, other areas are increasing in demand. Again, touching on cybersecurity, there's a lot more demand in cybersecurity, but there's also a lot more companies providing services in cybersecurity. A lot more people, even experienced people, have basically pivoted in terms of their skill set to move into cybersecurity. So it's a very, I would call it a very liquid, if you're familiar with that term, a finance term, really, in terms of liquidity of cash. But it's very liquid in the sense of skills and capabilities. The IT industry is so. People do move based on where the demand is, and they'll realign their careers and their training accordingly.
I think part of being in that industry, like one of the inherent aspects of being in IT or technology provision services, is that you have to be upgrading your skills, right? Just based on the rate of change. And in doing so, you are skilling up and creating new opportunities for yourself to maybe pivot this way or that way. Just in self-preservation, again, just to keep pace, you're allowing yourself opportunities to then possibly explore some other avenues that you might be able to get in, down the line. So
don't get too caught up on this being the last decision you make in this area. Nothing wrong with dipping your toe in and seeing how it goes and then being able to pivot or move on if it doesn't work out. So that's number one is give it a go. Possibly before that is get rid of any stereotypes you might have about the industry because it's not just a techie industry. There's a lot of diverse skills and styles and people within the industry. So I'm sure for most people there'll be a home there. It's just whether you look hard enough or open enough. And then even if there's not, or that particular first step doesn't suit you, then how do you pivot? How do you change? And how do you take control through your own professional development with your own training? There's so much training opportunities out there. to actually self-teach. And so many these days, whether it's LinkedIn Learning, whether it's Coursera and the other massive online coursing that's out there, or it's just
Mhm.
YouTube, right? There's people
Yeah,
out there. Be a bit more careful with the non-curated, but yeah, there's plenty of opportunities there to
certainly.
self-develop.
Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, I definitely encourage you to check out the full-length audio version. There we dive into so much more in the way of Mark's pathway into IT. You're going to get some insights there, and hopefully some of that might spur you on or might provide some level of inspiration. Plus, he also shares some rewards and challenges of the work that he's involved in, and a lot more in the way of industry insights. So yeah, you can check this episode wherever you access your podcasts, right here on YouTube as well. And if you do, would love some comments on it. We'd love to hear what you think of it. Anyhow, I will have another video, another profession coming right your way in the near future, so don't miss it. All right, well, until then, we'll see ya.